Okay, so we're recording, and I'll share this recording after I finish, after we finish today. So yeah, let's pull up the classwork here for 2.5. Okay, perfect. That opened just fine. So we talked about in this video some warm-ups. Oh, try restoring. Oh, nice. Okay, so I don't have to reopen each of these. So new crashed. Okay, great. So yeah, so we talked about some warm-ups, solving an algebraic equation. Then we talked about trying to label each of the steps you're doing using these properties. And I worked through every problem here. And then there are other properties we talked about, like reflexive, symmetric, transitive, and identifying which ones are which. Any questions about the video lesson before I go over the Google form? Anything that might seem confusing from the video lesson that you guys wanted to talk about? Nope. Okay. So let's look at your responses. So what was this video lesson about? Different algebraic properties of equality. Yep. We learned how to not sure what that word means, but each part into different steps. We determine reflexive properties of equality, algebraic properties of equality. Okay, cool, good. And then you guys find it easy. Okay, didn't find anything too difficult. Good. And then here you're asked to name all the steps you use in solving this. There's actually a couple pathways you could take. You could distribute, then add the 6, and divide the 2. So then what this means is that you have your given step. Your given was this, right? Then you distributed. Then you added 6 to both sides. And then finally you divide both sides by 2. Perfect. So that works. So great response there. Whoever did that. Or if you so desire, you could have done this. You could divide it by 2 first, then add the 3. So you could have divided first, and then added 3. And of course, you have the given step. So addition, division, yeah, that works also. Division, addition, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly it. So perfect. Very good. Good. So that's what's going to 2.5. So any question about the 2.5 Google form? We're good. Okay, and that's still uploading. It's taking a sweet little time, isn't it? Okay, at least we can do other stuff here. Cool. Well, let's look at 2.6 now. 2.6 is about proofs. First, the more we'll kind of review the previous section, right? And I explained what each of these properties were. And then what we're going to be doing a lot of next week for sure is our 2-column proofs. And if you do mention proofs to any of your friends who've had geometry, their eyes will bulge out of their heads. I will say this is the only math class in high school where I got a B. I got A's in all my other math classes, only one because I just didn't like writing stuff out. But it did make me a better math student down the road because it really forced me to think logically. So I would say I have vague memories of doing Algebra 2 as a freshman. We did Algebra 2 before geometry. We kind of did things backwards in my school. And I did pre-calculus and calculus. And again, I kind of vague memories of freshman year, junior, senior, but sophomore year, I vividly remember doing geometry just because I had to work really hard at it, right? So we had a 2-column proof for AB equals CD, and then you have to prove that AC equals BD. Well, obviously, these two guys add up to AC, and BC and CD add up to BD, and they share BC. So it makes sense that obviously AC equals BD, but you have to write it out, right? And so that's what I did in the video. And then 2.6.2 is just kind of a cool logic puzzle where you had to figure out what piece of jewelry went to which person. And then there was one here that I had you guys do, and I said ignore the second half because it was kind of weird. I'm not sure I would really write a proof for this stuff, but we want to see what each person forgot. So if I go through this one, Angelica forgot to buy detergent. So we already know what she forgot. So then I'm going to X out and X these out. Then the one who spent $50 is either Rachel or the one who forgot to buy milk. Okay. So $50 means no milk. Means you forgot to buy milk. So X these out. And Rachel's probably not going to be the one who forgot milk because obviously that's being excluded. So we're going to X that out as well here. And we don't know for sure if she spent $50, so we're going to hold off on that. Mackenzie spent 30. Okay, so boom, we got that one. Mackenzie spent 30. Very nice. So we're going to X these out and X these out. Rachel spent $10 less than the one who forgot to buy coffee. Well, that means that Rachel's not going to be $50. She's spending less. And potentially Mackenzie could have been the one who forgot coffee. Oh, there's Will. Okay. So we see here, it's a little tricky actually. Rachel spent $10 less than one who forgot to buy coffee. So Rachel did not buy coffee. There you go. Okay. So Rachel then is the one who forgot to buy bread. All right, now we're rolling here. Because Rachel's not the one who forgot to buy coffee. So then Cynthia or Mackenzie could have been coffee or milk. And so now we know that, and Rachel did not spend, is not the one who spent $50. That we know that also. Because she had to spend $10 less. Let's see here. This is kind of fun, right? Trying to figure out what's going on. So we could potentially say that Rachel then spent $20. I mean, I'm just going to take a leap of faith here, see what happens. And therefore, then Mackenzie is the one who bought coffee. I mean, Cynthia is the one who forgot to buy milk. Sorry, forgot to buy milk. It means that Cynthia is then the one who spent $50. Meaning that Angelica is the one who spent $40. And let's see if this all is pretty consistent. And then you can kind of match up and say, well, Rachel, or $50 is Cynthia, and that goes with milk. So, okay, that's good. And Rachel is bread and 20, so $20 goes with bread. Then also we could say Mackenzie, 30 and coffee, so 30 and coffee have to match up. And then 40 and detergent have to match up. So it looks like we got to work out. I did have to do a little bit of guesswork, but the whole point of this is to just help build your logical reasoning skills. So Angelica obviously spent $40 and forgot detergent. Cynthia spent there we go, detergent. Cynthia spent $50 and forgot to buy milk, and so forth. So hopefully, you know, that was kind of a fun puzzle. Did anyone get anything different and made it work? Nope. Okay. If we go to the Google form for 2 points, I'll close the 2.51. And oh, finally, okay, let's add it. Great. Okay. So yeah, let's look at the responses. So what's it about? proofs, writing proofs. Isaac, go ahead. You have a question.
I have to go because I have a doctor appointment.
No worries. I'm recording it, so I'll share the recording. And if you just click on the folder that says recordings, you could watch
Okay,
it.
thank you. Sorry I didn't let you know earlier.
Yeah, and do watch the second half because I talk about what's going to be on the test. So that will be good for you when you get back.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, have a good doctor's appointment. All right, 2.6. Yeah, it's about proofs, more reasoning, logic. Good. You thought the pace was fine. Section was a little difficult. Yeah. Okay. Remember and answer some of the reasoning. Some found it a little difficult. Filling chart stuff can be confusing. Okay, fair enough. So now let's talk about this. And some of you guys might have been a little confused. So you have a proof and you're asked to fill out statements 4 and 5 and reason 6. Let me help you guys out with that. I said that I think in the video I was going to have like a partially fill out proof and have you fill out stuff with it. I think I might hold off on that. And not do anything with proofs until next week. Because I think you guys need a little more time to work on that. Especially maybe seeing me in person next Tuesday might be good. So I can help you guys with that process. So in all likely, I'm not going to put anything on proofs. But let me show how you would fill this out though. So you're told that ABC is the same as EBD. And obviously CBE is right in the middle. So if you think about it, all this would equal all this, right? Because your CBE is the same for both. So they state the given, okay? They say CBE equals CBE, duh, everything equals itself. And then you add CBE to both ABC and EBD. That's what they did here, so additional property equality. And then angle addition postulate, if you think about it, you're adding angle, so ABC plus CBE, ABC plus CBE equals ABE, right? Let me erase this here. So if I call this angle 1 and angle 2, it's going to equal this whole thing, ABE. And then if I can say CBE, maybe this is a text box, it'll be much easier. I'll put off to the side here. So for angle ABC plus angle CBE equals angle ABE. And 5 will be angle CBE plus angle, or actually I'll write as angle EBD plus angle CBE equals angle CBD, or DBC we'll say. And then 6 will be substitution. There we go. So you would put these two over here and here. And this you put over there. Because what you're doing is you're saying that angle 1 plus angle 2 here adds up to this big thing here. That's angle addition postulate. And then you're doing again another angle addition postulate. This and this adds up to this. Okay. And then because you know that ABC plus CBE, right? That's over here. Equals EBD plus CBE, but then you could say that this right here is ABE, and this right here is DBC, then naturally those have to be the same. That's by substitution. So that's how that one's done. If you're a little confused, don't worry about it. We've got plenty of time to make sure you guys master proofs. So I don't think, I'm not going to put on the test. I'm just not going to do it. You guys need a little more time to practice it. Probably in person with might be better. But this is good. This is why I do a Google form, right? So I know what you guys know, and I don't want to. I want to set you guys up for success, not for failure. And we got plenty of time. So I think some of you guys were a little confused, as I could see here, but some of you guys got it. Someone had substitution, someone had like this, two angles being added. So some of you guys got it, but some of you guys might need a little more time. So I won't put on the test. We'll do more proofs next week. Okay, close that down. Define 2-7. Close 2-5, close 2-6, 2-7. So we have more warm-ups solving for x. We had other theorems, like other ways of like proving angles are the same that I discussed in the video. We had a proof here. This proof was weird. I just crossed it off. And then we had you guys solving some stuff here. So let's go ahead and work these out. Make sure you guys got these. So if angle 2 is 67, then angle 4 is also 67. And then therefore this is 113 because 4 and 1 have to add up to 180 because it's a linear pair, and that's also 113. So that would be 67, 113, 113. Okay, that's a 3 there, sorry. But then what if you have a different value? Let's say that's 71, then that's 71. And that's going to be 109, 109. So because angles 1 and 4 have to add up to 180, angles 2 and 3 must also add up to 180. So angle 1 is 109, angle 2 is 71, and angle 3 is 109. Because 1 and 3 are opposite, 2 and 4 are opposite. So questions about that, about 2.7.3, those last two parts. Okay. And then lastly, what you want to do for here, definitely going to be asking this on a test. 6x minus 21 has to equal 3x plus 42. Because they're opposite of each other, vertical angles. So you have 3x on this side, 63 on this side, x is 21. Here, these have to add up to 180 because they form a linear pair. So 8x plus 1 plus 3x plus 69 must add up to 180. So 11x plus 70, 11x equals 110, x equals 10. And that makes sense because that'd be 81 and that would be 99. Yeah. And that makes sense because that would be 126, 105, and 105. Yep. So there we go. All right, so that covers those 3 items from what I wanted you guys to do. Now, if you got homework 4 and chapter test 2 review done, that's great. That's awesome. If you didn't, that's okay too, because I'm going to go over it right now. But before I do that, let me show you some of the resources I put into Schoology. So if you let's go to the beginning of Schoology, and then click on chapter Geometry 3A. Click on semester 1, and I renamed this folder to test resources instead of terminology or reference sheet. And then click on unit 1, and you'll see that we have a cheat sheet on basic geometric terms. We have a little cheat sheet on postulates and theorems. And then I actually found a really good PDF that covers chapter 1 of the textbook. I'll see if I can find one that covers chapter 2 of the textbook. If you want extra practice problems, this is going to be your best friend though, this right here. It's a practice test that covers these units. So I did a little Google search and found something that's really good here. So don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel, just take stuff that's already out there in the World Wide Web. So let me show you how that looks. So this actually has 6 chapters. We are going to cover 6 chapters by July 7th. So we'll be able to use this document for next week and the week after. But just focus on chapters 1 and 2. I was trying to alter this document to just print chapters 1 and 2, and then my computer froze. So not a big deal. Just don't look at the other ones until next week or the week after. But look at chapter 1, and you can see these are stuff that we've done already, right? Like name 3 points that are collinear, name the acute angles, find a midpoint, find a distance, solve for x here, find a measure of QST. And there's some free response questions, and all the answers are there. And then there's chapter 2, another like sequences, What's the converse of the statement? Which statement is not a point, line, or plane postulate? Or what can you derive from the information in the diagram? You know, illustrate the transitive property. You know, things with supplementary angles, stuff like that. So you have the answers there. So I would say expect the test to look kind of like this. Mold choice, some true false, and probably some like you have to solve for X and put the number, like to type the number in. So this will be something, it's not homework, but just for you guys to practice tonight. So you get extra practice getting ready for the test tomorrow. And we definitely could go over tomorrow morning in class, because my thinking is that for class we'll meet from about 9 to 10 actually, to do some review, and then you'll start the test. And the test again will be on the Schoology platform. Yeah, go ahead. You have a question?
Where do you find this?
It's there already in Schoology. Just click on semester 1, test resources right there.
Thank you.
Yep, it's all there. Yep. The terms, this is good too. I'm going to go over that in a little bit, probably before we end the call. But one other thing I want to show you, the chapter 1 textbook. It's a pretty lengthy document. This is just if you want extra practice. What I would suggest that you do is to go to the end of the document where they kind of do a review of everything. So they have all the vocabulary here and like what pages to look at. You probably should make sure you know all these terms here. I think that would be good, or most of these terms. Hey, we haven't done rotation or pre-image, so you wouldn't worry about that. But you can see there's a lot of good practice problems here, and the answers are shown. I think the answers are shown. Yeah, the answer shows. This is the teacher version, teacher edition. This is great. Actually, very lucky we found this. So I would suggest that you do this also. This would also be good. Don't do 1.7. We have not covered 1.7. So I'll put as an update like things that you can do tonight on your own. Definitely, this is actually, this is a pretty good. I like this too. This is a good document. I would say, yeah, pages 60. Where does it start? Yeah, page 60 to 63. 1 through 37 all. I think those are all really good problems. And this is a good one too. Yeah, a little chapter test here. Don't do 22 through 24. We haven't done those. But yeah, I think these are good also. So you got plenty of practice. I'm a big proponent of practice. So you definitely have enough to keep you guys busy. So I'll put a little update in Schoology, you know, what to focus on tonight. So that test document I just showed you guys, where I had multiple choice problems, and this stuff right here, I think is good. So yeah, so you guys got plenty of stuff. Let me see if I can find a chapter 2 one like this. I got pretty lucky. I found a chapter 1 like this one. So yeah, let me see if I can find a chapter 2 document. So anyway, let's now move on to homework number 4 and see if you have any questions about it. Okay. All the answers are no. This set only has evens. So let me do the odds. That's interesting. So I'll do the odds here. So another logic puzzle. I'm not going to ask this on our test, so don't worry about it. But just kind of fun one again to do. So let's see here. Dole's kid goes. So Donald sleeps later than Vince. Okay, Donald's 6 years old. Let's do Donald first. So Donald's 6 years old. So there we go. Get that out of the way. Donald sleeps later than Vincent. Okay, I can't really do that one just yet. Dole's kid goes to bed 30 minutes earlier than Harold. Okay. I don't know who Dole's kid is yet. The kid who sleeps at 8:30 p.m. is either 6 years old or Harold. Okay. So Donald could be the one that sleeps at 8:30. So let's just take a leap of faith here to see what happens. So let's assume Donald is the one who sleeps at 8:30. And he sleeps later than Vincent, so then Vincent would be over here. And youngest boy, so then Vincent would then be 5 years old. Just gonna take a leap of faith to see what happens. Okay. So Donald sleeps later than Vincent. I took care of that. Youngest boy sleeps at 8. The one that sleeps at 8:30 is either 6 years old, which is Donald or Harold. So then the oldest kid goes to bed. So Harold's not the oldest kid, obviously. So then Harold's right here. So then Larry's the oldest kid. And the oldest kid goes to bed 30 minutes earlier. So it means that then Larry's here, so Harold's there. So again, kind of just took a leap of faith. Got to work out. I don't really need to fill this out because now I already know what's going on. But yeah, seems like that's what, no logic puzzle there. For 3, just say this just equals itself. That's all. That's what reflexive means. For 5, if angle 1 equals angle 2, angle 2 equals 4, angle 1 equals angle 4, that's transitive. You don't have to say for angles, just say transitive is good enough. CD equals RST, that's symmetric. Because you just reverse the sides. And that's that. So there we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, the answers are there. Obviously, if you're doing symmetric, you're just reversing them, right? That's reflexive right here. That's symmetric again. So dx equals CD, reflexive symmetric. And then a possibility here, ABC, CBD are adjacent angles, ABD and DBE. So you could say that's A, that's B, that's C. Say that's D, and ABD and DBE. Yeah, you do something like that. That could work. Yeah, you can see that's something pretty similar there. They just have a different order: ABC, CBD. Yeah. So homework 4. There we go. It's pretty easy. Any questions about that one? Nope. Okay. All right. So let me close that file down. All right. Then chapter 2, test review. All the answers are posted at the end. So here you asked to find like the next figure in the pattern. So you can see here that you have 2 triangles and you have 2 more triangles, but then they're inverted. Then 2 more triangles, but then they're sharing a base or side. Then 2 more triangles. So then my guess is the next one will look like this. That's that. You don't shade it. Here it looks like you're dividing by 4. So it'd be negative 80. That's all. And then negative 20. Find a characteristic to disprove the conjecture. If the quotient of 2 numbers is positive, the 2 numbers, no, they can both be negative. That's a possibility, right? There's a counterexample. Yeah, right. If then statement, you could say, let's just go straight to the answer key. I'm getting lazy. Yeah, if an angle measures 34 degrees, then it is acute. So the converse, you reverse, right? If it's acute, then it's 34. Inverse, you negate. Don't reverse, just from negate. If it's not 34, it's not acute. Contrapositive, you do both the converse and inverse. You switch and you negate. If it's not acute, then it's not 34. Clearly, this is a true statement. And that's also a true statement, but these are false because you can be 40 degrees and acute, right? Or if you're not 34, then you're not acute. No, you could be like 40 or 50 degrees. So that's number 4. Number 5, angle B equals 90, right? That's pretty obvious. Just use the information given to you. X equals 3, 2x equals 6. So you could say if you probably want to reverse these. So it calls A, B, or actually, this calls A, B, B, C. So A leads to B, B leads to C. So therefore, A leads to C. So you could say if 4x equals 12, then 2x equals 6. And obviously it does. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 7 is 12. So you could say it always adds an even. And just show like, some examples. Don't worry about knowing the difference between deductive and inductive reasoning. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, so let's look at the diagram there for that one. Yeah, so it's a segment bisector, not angle bisector. Wait, what? Straight angle CDE is bisected. That makes no sense. Hold on a sec. The angle's bisected. So you want that actually. Yeah, the answer key is wrong. You want that. Because therefore then you get 90 degrees on each side. That's what that's supposed to be. The answer key is wrong. You're not bisecting bisecting an angle. Which one says cannot be assumed? A, B, C are coplanar. Yep, they're all in plane M. And any 3 points can make a plane. CD is perpendicular to plane P, or I mean, those 3 specific points. But anyway, any 3 points could be on a plane. CD is perpendicular to plane P. It is, actually, I don't know. There's no indication there, so I'm not really sure. AFB are collinear. They're all on the same line. Plane M intersects plane P. That's a typo. And FH, yep, FH does represent intersection. So that's true. And look at the answer key. Yeah, B is the only one that's not good. That you can't conclude. The other 3 you can. Here, transit property just means that angle A equals angle C. And here you got to write these out. So you're going to move probably 20x both sides. You're probably going to do the addition property. You're going to add 21, right? Then divide by 11. And you get that. So you're doing addition, subtraction. Or actually, it looks like we did addition twice. And then division. Yeah, we can see here, add, division. Here they have the given. Then looks like they distributed. Then they simplified. That's a step. You could simplify or combine like terms. You could say that. Then they added 46 and divide by 9. So there you go. There's 11 and 12. Just a few more here. In the end, probably illustrated by the statement, that's symmetric. That's reflexive. And that's going to be transitive. So all 3 are kind of covered there, right? Easy peasy. Symmetric, reflexive, transitive. And then 4 more questions. I'm not going to do 16. I'm not asking on a test, so we won't talk about 16. Let's look at 17, 18, 19. The angle one is 114. That's also 114. And therefore, that's going to be 66, 66. Because these two have to add to 180, right? Or if angle 4 is 57, that's 57. Therefore, that's 123, 123. Pretty easy, right? Not too bad. And then finally, these have to equal each other. So that's what you do, because they're vertical angles. Work it out. X equals 25. Oh, that's pretty easy. There you go. X equals 25. So that's a chapter 2 test review. So if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and do it. I mean, obviously, I just went through the whole thing, and you have a video now you can watch. I haven't worked out the solutions. I don't know if I'll get a chance to later today, but yeah, you got that. And Neil, if you have a question, go ahead.
Do you want us to submit it?
Yeah, I still want you to submit it because to get credit for the homework. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And of course, you guys already submitted the Google form, so you get it on that end. But yeah, I still want you submitting that just so you get credit for it. Because that way, when I go through Schoology, I'll see a submission and I'll give you your points. Plus, it's just good to work out. So if you got it done, great. You're done. If you didn't, just do it. And again, I already worked it out for you. I'll post the video so you can watch it. You can copy along. I don't really care. But now let's talk about the terminology. So again, if you do click on this test resources, definitely I would suggest that you work on practice tests, chapters 1 and 2. There are also chapters 3 through 6. Don't do those, obviously, just do chapters 1 and 2. The answers are there. Chapter 1 textbook, I would suggest that you do pages 60 through 63. Number 1 through 37 all. And also page 64. Let me open up again. Yeah, that's page 64, number 1 through 21 all. It's not homework, but just good practice. So that's why I would suggest that you guys do from the chapter 1 textbook. And then, of course, chapters 1 and 2 practice tests. So that should be plenty of practice. But before we end our call in the next few minutes, let us discuss the terms. So you should know what a point is. There's an example right there. You should know what a line is. It's right there. A line segment. It's right there. Array. It's right there. We did this on Thursday of last week. What an angle is. There's a diagram. What a plane is. There's a diagram. What a straight angle is. There's a diagram. What a right angle is. There's a diagram. Sound like a broken record. Acute, obtuse, complementary, supplementary, intersecting, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, vertical angles. So I would have this out just as a reference, or just make sure you understand it. So I think that's pretty basic. And then this right here, some are somewhat repetitive, but if you need like a visual clue, like 2 angles, so like for example, there you go, like that's angle 1, that's angle 2. So angle 1 plus angle 2 adds up 90 degrees. So say it's like A, B, C, D. So angle ABC plus angle CBD adds up 180 degrees. Theorem statement that can be proven. That should be a visual clue for that one. Vertical angles, angles opposite each other are the same. We have not done these. We'll do that, I believe, next week, or maybe this Friday. Yeah, we've not done any of but we have talked about equal angular. We have talked about segment bisector and angle bisector. Haven't really talked about perpendicular bisector, but that's pretty straightforward. Altitude, we talked about that. That's just the height of a triangle. We have not done any of these here yet. But we have done these. Talk about all this. And you could do a visual clue. Like you could like say like X or A plus C equals B plus C. A minus C equals B minus C, and so forth. You also have your notes on that as well. Yeah, we've done transit distributive, we've done reflexive symmetric transitive. We have done all these here. Angle addition postulate just means you have two angles add to one big angle. So I call it like AB, CD, angle ABC plus angle CBD, of course, angle equals angle ABD. Yeah, so a lot of this is kind of repetitive. Same stuff on segments. Yeah, some of these we have not done yet. So obviously you'll ignore all this. As well as page 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So you're not going to really look at so really you're only going to focus on a portion of page 1, a portion of page 2, and a portion of page actually I think all page 3. Yeah, so that's all. I mean, we haven't really done enough yet. There's just more just a reference. So yeah, I'll put this as an update in Schoology. Like, yeah, look at the basic geometric terms, know all that. This one here, I'll kind of tell you which ones to focus and which ones to ignore. I'll write this as an update in Schoology. So basically, right here, and I'll email you too what you guys can do tonight. So yeah, we've covered everything. And submit the homework if you haven't done so. Yeah, I would take a little break today because you guys have met with me in the morning, did some asynchronous stuff. We met right now for about an hour. Take a little break. I say maybe later in the afternoon, do one of the practice tests for both chapters 1 and 2. Do the chapter 1 textbook review, those pages I suggested, pages 60 through 63 and page 64. Some of those problems I suggested, and the answers there, that's the teacher version. I'll try to see if I can find a chapter 2 textbook. And to make sure you have all your notes reviewed. We'll do more review tomorrow in class. I'll have some extra problems for you guys. We could talk about the resources here if you have questions about that. The test itself, I still need to write it. I'll share those, obviously, those finer details by tomorrow morning. But it's just going to be like a bunch of multiple choice, true, false, some stuff you have to solve. Probably about 16 to 18 questions. Somebody could easily do it in an hour, but you get 3 hours. I'll give you 3 hours to do it, and it'll be on the Schoology platform. So you'll by 10 o'clock it'll open up. You click on it, do it. It'll time it out for 3 hours. If you do start it at say 12 o'clock, that's fine. You can start at 12 o'clock if you want to. I think I'll have a deadline by 4 o'clock tomorrow. So obviously don't start no later than 1 o'clock and get done by. So you could, if you want to start at 1 o'clock tomorrow, you can. But then it will time out by 4 o'clock. So by 4 p.m. It will time out. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. Any questions that you guys have that you guys want to share before we sign off? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys are 1/6 the way there. This is good. So we have our first unit test tomorrow. We've been at this for 5 days, right? 4 days actually, but tomorrow will be our 5th day, and and I think actually, I don't think it's 30 days. I think it's 28 days for this class. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. We're about 15 to 20% done with the class, so we're getting there. Nina, you have a question? Go ahead.
Will the test be on Schoology?
Yeah, it'll be on the Schoology platform. Actually, let me just show you really quickly how it'll look. Let me do this. Let me actually log out of this Schoology page. Let me go to the one I have for my other school. Let's see here. There we go. And but we have all the videos to watch. If you want to watch any videos, you have that there. It's a lot of resources. One here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me show you really quickly. Sorry, I was looking at some emails. Want archived. Yeah, I think I'd have my students do an online test. Yeah, so it kind of looks like this. And then preview. Start new attempt. Yeah, so you can see, I mean, this is going to seem very complicated, this is calculus, but you can see like it's multiple choice, and you select something, then you click on next. You have no multiple choice, you click on it, you click next, and so forth. And I will specify if you have to show work next to each problem. And there'll be a link where you could actually submit the work. So that's how it's going to look. It'll be in the Schoology platform, and you'll be able to click on the link by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Nina, go ahead.
How many minutes will it be?
You get 3 hours, 180 minutes. You won't need that. You'll be able to do it in about an hour, but it's just a peace of mind.
And there's 19 questions, or
I don't know exactly yet. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe about 15. They shouldn't be too long. These questions should be pretty. It's going to be kind of like what you see here. Like, see how like chapter 1 has like 19 questions, and then chapter 2 has like 16 questions, but together that's 35 questions. I'm not gonna ask you 35 questions. That's crazy. So I'm gonna obviously mix, chapters 1 and 2, and yeah, about 15 to 16, maybe a little more. But it'll be questions kind of like this that will be pretty manageable to do. And again, you get up to 3 hours, but I highly doubt you'll need the full 3 hours. It's just for that peace of mind.
will the test tell us immediately like what our score is?
That's up to me.
Oh,
I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna have it show the answers because you may have finished it before someone else, and I don't want like, I'm trying to maintain some academic integrity. Um,
mhm.
yeah, I could probably have it show your grade. That's fine. But what it means that I might need to go back. Don't be alarmed, because if you make a careless mistake and ask to show work, I'll need to go back and update your grade. So you might freak out a little bit. That's why I'm a little hesitant, because I've had students I've had students we have 10 questions and they would like miss 8 of them and they got 20%. They'd freak out. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, dude, chill. I'm gonna look at your work, and they got like 95%. So sometimes we make careless mistakes, right? So let me sleep on that to see if it'll show you the grade right away. Because most likely what I'll do is I'd like to see your work first and then update. And that's something I should be able. I'm actually pretty fast with grading tests. So if the grade is not displayed right away, I'll make sure that you'll know your grade by the next day.
What will we do after the test? After we take the test?
Nothing. You're done. You have day free. So yeah, so we'll meet for an hour tomorrow from 9 to 10, and then say you do it right away at 10 o'clock and you're done by 11. You got the whole day free, and you don't have to do any work. You just have a clean slate, and we'll start the new unit on Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I usually don't like to assign things after tests because I think it requires a lot of energy from you guys. I want you guys to relax, enjoy the day, and then we'll just start fresh the next day. So I've mapped out where we'll get everything done in time by the end of the summer school. So yeah, no, usually I don't assign anything after tests. So, but great, fantastic questions. And yeah, I don't know the exact number of questions, but again, it'll be like the practice test you see on my screen right here, and I'll put an update in Schoology in the next few minutes as to what to do. Do this, do the chapter 1 textbook stuff that I suggested, and I already put the PDF of the textbook in Schoology. So yeah, okay. Well, it's 1 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock. Let me stop recording.